All right. How's it going? Like many denizens of the internet lately, my imagination has been captured by this Barbenheimer phenomenon. And for those of you that don't know, Barbenheimer was birthed when people on the internet had the realization that Greta Gerwig's Barbie movie was due to be released on the same day as Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. Today, in fact, both films could not be further from each other in subject matter, style and tone, and so of course people began to mash up the posters and create an event around the release day, with some, I think, even today going to the cinema to see like a double bill of both. All of the imagery of Margot Robbie's hot pink Barbie aesthetic clashing with Cillian Murphy's black and white haunted Oppenheimer character got me thinking, like, what would a Barbenheimer playlist sound like? And so I did it. This is a playlist made up of traditionally dark, gritty artists going against type to produce a light-hearted pop tune, or the inverse of that, pop artists that went over to the dark side. So here's a rundown. We got to start it with Sky Ferreira's 24 Hours. I couldn't think of a more perfect start to this playlist than this Sky Ferreira tune. Just as an artist, Ferreira already embodies the kind of Barbenheimer collision of dark and light, consistently subverting the expectation of her blonde bombshell appearance with smoky, running makeup and leather jackets and unkempt hair. The song is a perfect pop song with an absolutely ginormous hook at the center of it, but I always felt that what stopped this dominating the charts is its deep sadness. And then of course you've got that 24-hour lyric kind of evoking the countdown ultimately associated with Oppenheimer's bomb. I just think this song is Barbenheimer. From there, we go to 100 Gex, Hollywood Baby, and I included this in my recent top 50 songs of the year so far, and I think even then commented that this song sounds like if you like meshed Barbie Girl by Aqua and Papa Roach's Last Resort. The opening riff kind of indicates that this is a heavy song, but the vocals and pop arrangement make this infinitely catchy and infectious, especially like the almost baby talk chorus in it. It also name drops Malibu Barbie, so you have to include it here. From here we go into Depeche Mode's I Just Can't Get Enough. I had to put this song in here. The idea of it still kind of makes me laugh. At this point, with a 40 plus year career under their belt of making darkly sinister, seductive and anthemic electronic goth rock, it's hard to remember that Depeche Mode actually made their name with this very upbeat, out and out pop mega hit. The synth riff, I think, just matches the Barbie aesthetic so perfectly. I can actually imagine this song soundtracking the trailer to the movie, and yet the body of work Depeche Mode are known for so perfectly aligns to the vibe of Oppenheimer. It's just like a hilarious hypocrisy. And so from there we go to Iggy Pop's Real Wild Child. On a similar flex really, while Iggy has always kind of been more associated to chaos in all of its forms, both uppers and downers, rather than just pure darkness, this hit from his 80s blah 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 era seemed like a bit of a no-brainer to include. The track's bouncy drums and propulsing synths behind that lyrical conceit of being a wild child is perfect Barbie energy, and yet after the chorus in comes this lead guitar that just casts kind of a melancholy air over the whole thing. It's classic Barbenheimer before it was even a thing. And then we have to jump from there to 9 Inch Nails' Everything. I have to admit, for me, this song was pretty much the genesis of the entire playlist. Like Depeche Mode, 9 Inch Nails have built a career on darkness. They have entire industrial concept records with Trent Reznor screaming "kill me" over walls of pounding guitar. So when Everything was released in 2013, the fan base instantly divided just in the 10 seconds it took to hear Reznor sing "I Survived Everything" in one of the only up-tempo major key moments in his entire discography. The song gives us all the trappings of a happy pop hit, with its simple driving drums and even vocal harmonies are thrown in there, until you get to the swirling guitars of the chorus and finally you're reminded who you're actually listening to. Without knowing too much about the Oppenheimer movie, I feel like the lyrics might actually go pretty well as well. Then we're going to JPEG Mafia's Thought Prayer. For those that don't know, JPEG Mafia, or Peggy as his fans like to call him, he's a producer, rapper, singer that just stands completely alone right now in terms of his sound. On one hand, yes, he very much delivers like underground rap with a lean towards the aggressive, but he'll just as quickly turn and drop like a beautiful melody, a soul sample, or like a Taylor Swift appreciation post. In this case, he drops a haunting kind of Britney Spears "Hit Me One More Time" interpolation, basically taking a pop anthem and kind of forcing it into this haunted house. It's the perfect combination for this playlist, and it's why it's here. We're then going to jump into F2F by SZA, which is a surprising kind of anthemic pop punk moment from SZA's latest SOS album. And again, I just love this example of an artist that, while not necessarily associated with super light-hearted bubblegum pop, normally who deals with these darker themes through kind of slower, seductive R&B, F2F takes all of that pop aesthetic and instinct but gives it a shot of guitar-driven anger. Similarly, Amare, who typically produces Afrobeat infused pop and R&B, recently dropped this monster of a track, starting with slow and mourning acoustic guitars that build into punky garage rock climax. Amare's sweet and high voice never lets the heavy themes overrun the pop sensibility, try as she might, making it a perfect inclusion in the playlist. And then I had to end it on an upbeat note, and I thought, what a better way to do that than with Paramore's collision of wall-to-wall pop hooks against this collision of like post-punk guitars. C'est Comme Ça has deliciously silly chorus, while the verse sees Hayley Williams ruminating on the challenges of modern life. And that's it. You can find this Spotify playlist in the link below. Let me know what you think. What else could I have included? What makes the perfect Barbenheimer song? What am I missing? And just let me know if you're going to see those films. What do you think of them?